Okay, I'll go back to my monitor. Back to Twitch. Hello. Just so I can see what we're doing. Are we live? Sorry, hold on. No, my trailer is autoplay.
No!
Okay, I got it. It's cool. We did it. All right, we're live. Okay. Welcome back to Attack the Pantry. I am Jenn de Vega. Muting myself so I don't hear double of me. This is a stream. It's a deep dive into ingredients, cooking techniques, and recipes to help you cook for yourself during quarantine and, the rest of your adult life. Last time on the show, we talked about cooking or not cooking during a crisis. You can watch all of the past clips here on my channel if you click on videos. The entire archive is located at youtube.com/JENNDLV, and you can make sure to subscribe there. Don't forget, I'm a Twitch affiliate now. That's wonderful. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can gift a subscription to your favorite creators every month. So if you have one, click on the purple button above the top right of this video that says gift a sub, and you get a little crown next to your name in the chat. Hello, chat. You are wonderful. There are lots of really great links below the video. One way to help us out here is to share some of them so other folks can join in on the fun and follow along. So, looks a little different here today. I have a guest.
Yup.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Who are you? Tell me what you're doing here.
Hi, I'm Aaron Catano-Saez, and what I do a lot of stuff. I'm a voice actor. I make a podcast called All My Fantasy Children. I'm a contributing writer for tabletop games. I do a lot of fun, nerdy stuff. And I usually work in restaurants to fund all these things.
Oh my goodness. This is something that we have in common.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we didn't actually meet until today.
No, we
This
did
is our
not.
first time meeting.
We had an internet meet, meaning like we connected paths and started interacting and tweeting at each other, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's not that we were on a stream together. We were on the same stream on different weeks. I think that's what happened.
Yes, I believe that is correct. 100%.
And it was Joel, Critical Bits.
Yes, that is correct.
What game were we playing again?
I was playing Pasión de los Pasiones.
Yeah. It's a really wonderful one-shot system. I really enjoyed myself when I played.
Yeah.
What was your character?
Oh God, I was like an old pumpkin seller. That's all I remember is like, I sell pumpkins. It was like Charles something. I remember I was Charles something. But yeah, no, I get nervous when I play tabletop games, and so I usually pick like the most ridiculous, grandiose thing so I can hide behind a bit.
Yeah, no, yeah. I have a lot of secrets for overcoming that because I'm really new to all tabletop stuff. So I tend to play older people who don't like technology. Yep. Like in Shadowrun, that's hilarious.
Yes,
the world is all technology. So yeah, it's been really fun playing all these games, but now we meet all these people. Wait, we're talking about your game, Brandon.
Shazam! Boom. Boom, bing, bong.
Whoa, the world gets smaller and smaller. Brandon is in the chat, the creator of Pasión.
Holy shit.
Hi, we were just talking about how we met. It was through playing your game.
It's true.
Justice is in the chat too. Pumpkins are the fruit of love.
It's true. That is 100% accurate. It is 100% accurate. I need to be a technology person right now. I'm going to be a cool millennial. I need to open your stream right now. Yeah. And like mute it and stuff like that.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Twitch.tv/
J Della Vegs, VEGS, because I couldn't get my full last name. This is a really special stream today, everybody, because Aaron is my first guest. I've never done this before, is a technological marvel.
Yup. 1000%.
Oh, thank you for following Mount Holly Hero. Thanks for
Oh, motherfucker,
joining.
that's me.
Oh, it's you. This is going really well. I can
We're cool
tell.
millennials. We're hip. We're cool. We know.
We're
We have
cool. We
Twitch
don't know each
accounts.
other's Twitch handles.
Yeah.
Everybody
Anyway.
has been forced to have a different Twitch handle from everything else because, none of it's available.
1000%. 1000%. Yes.
Oh my goodness. But okay, so you're here because we met through tabletop stuff,
Yeah.
but I wanted to invite you because you worked in restaurants for a while.
Yes. That is correct. It has pretty much been all I've done in terms of like that's been my entire workload occupation for money. My survival job while I've been in New York for like approaching 6 years has been working in restaurants, serving. I was a food runner and an expediter, and it's been great. There's highs and lows, highs and lows,
I
you
get
know.
you. I
And
totally
it's
get you.
yeah, it's a complicated industry that a lot of people don't know enough about. Besides
Mhm.
like chef's table, like the cooking stuff is glamorized, but like that's not the industry part of it. Like how the sausage gets made is like much usually darker.
For sure. It's
Yeah.
really complicated. And I was researching the origins of the phrase mise en place,
Mm.
which is, if you don't know in the chat, mise en place is French for everything in its place. And it's sort of this philosophy that a lot of restaurants and food industry companies run off of. And most people think that it refers to the back of house, like the cooking part, but it actually refers to the entire hospitality system. So that's doing the busy work of folding napkins, making sure that the tables are all set, things are clean, glasses are polished, all that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Am I triggering you?
No, yeah, like honestly, you said it, and I didn't. Yes, honestly, yeah, because all those things are they, and it's because of what's usually like tied to the labor force that's required to run a restaurant. That like you can't say these things without it getting a literal visceral reaction. It's like where
Mm-hmm.
some people who have really bad like back of house experiences, if you're like, yeah, it's a big prep day, some people are gonna be like, oh, fuck, prep days. Like when they
Mm-hmm.
just lock these people in a basement, and it's like chop meat for 10 hours, bye, and you don't see the sun. So
Yes.
like it's just this. Woo, it's
So,
certain words that I'm just like, like when someone says, oh, we're gonna get crushed tonight, or like it's super busy. I don't even have to be at work, and I'm like, how busy? Like, are we overwhelmed? Are we staffed? Like, how many people are on? Like, are we okay?
I know, I
Yeah.
know. I have war stories as well, but I'll give you one highlight. The
Yes,
thing that
please.
I dreaded the most was prepping brunch. Because I was an evening chef
Mm-hmm.
at a restaurant in Red Hook, and I hated prepping brunch because A, it's not my job because I was never going to cook brunch. Uh,
No.
but then you realize, it's teamwork. You got to prep everything. But it was chopping potatoes and mushrooms, which I at the time I hated mushrooms. So I'd be stuck there with 4 pallets of mushrooms all day, just like listening to like really hard rave music, but just like chopping things.
Yes. Yeah, and like brunch itself is its own, like brunch has this connotation in terms of restaurant industry that is like just in so many different front and back of house, this chest crushing stress, because like when brunch is busy, it isn't just busy in New York City, especially. It is a madhouse. It is
Mm-hmm.
chaos. The expectations of brunch are higher than, Carnegie Hall. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the best.
I know. It's an adrenaline rush when you get through it and then
Yeah.
have your end of shift beer. It's beautiful.
At like 2 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Rabbit House Games, for subscribing
Boom.
today. Oh, wow. Welcome to the chat. Eggwitch, the sadness of a gallon of broken hollandaise. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. That has been me before. That used to be me. Um,
Ah.
Oh man, Justice says all I did was breakfast brunch, 5 a.m. to 1. Wow. I
Yo,
salute you.
that is like, that's all-star teamwork. Like, that is like that's heroism at its
Yeah.
finest.
Oh no. Justice has a question for us. What's the biggest thing you've ever dropped?
Okay. Oh boy.
Ah.
So I'd never like dropping shit. So the first restaurant I ever worked at, it's closed now. So fuck them. It was called it was in the Lower East Side called Le Turtle, and it was like a sarcastic, like
Oh
it's like
no.
French. It was like French New Wave. Read the New York Times review if you ever want like a good laugh. Um, and we had to present chickens. Like our whole thing was this sasso poulet roasted chicken when that was like huge at like Le Cuckoo or whatever and all that stuff. So we
Yeah.
had this whole chicken, and we would, if you ever look at Le Turtle on Insta or try to find images of it, you'll see someone holding a flaming chicken because we would present a chicken and
Oh
then
my
put hay around it and set the hay on fire. And
god.
not even before we dropped it, we would just present it to you and be like, this is going to be your sasso chicken tonight. We're going to carve it up and bring it
Oh,
right
you
back.
present it, yeah.
Wanted to give you a look before we do. Thanks.
Just like
Be
in
right
11
back.
Madison Park with the lavender duck, they do that. It's
And you
so
just
funny.
wanted to scream because usually people are like, thanks, picture, or like, I don't care. But I presented it, and my manager at the time, who, well, you know, whatever, he thought it would be fun and like get a real big flare because I think there was like some celebrity in the restaurant. He was like, I want a lot of flame on the hay. And so he sprayed Everclear onto the hay.
No.
And when it got, so by the time it burned down, it like basically burned in a ring. And so by the time it got to the part closest to me, I was on my way. I was like in the hallway back to the kitchen. And it went woof, in my face. That MFer just went, the chicken just fell splat. And I remember I didn't even like, at that point, I was so over it that I was just like, I don't know what you want me to do. That was too much fire. And then I
Oh
went and
my,
sat in the staff bathroom just hiding for like
oh my
5 minutes.
god.
Like, I know I'm gonna get yelled at, but I have to hide in here. Yeah, so I dropped like, I mean, on the menu it was like $80, but like in
Ooh.
hindsight, it was like $12 worth of food.
Yeah, I get you. I get they upsell everything. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
I have flambéed my eyebrows off before. Just to have a fire related story. But the biggest thing I've ever dropped wasn't food. It was, oh God, at a wedding. It was a case of glasses. Clean wine glasses.
Oh yeah, if that's the case, I have dropped a tray of glasses as well.
36 of them.
Oh.
Still wrapped in the double wrap plastic in the dish rack thing. I don't know why or how I like knocked it over and it just was vertical and you could hear it, and when you moved it, it like shangled and you were like, oh man.
And like there's this point when you're doing glassware and like it fell, like where it hasn't all hit the ground yet and you just freeze and you hear it and you're like, well, my night just got so much longer and so much poopier. Especially like for me, it was we used to have to carry the tray. Like I, as a food runner, one of your thing was polishing, and so you'd bring the clean ones out on this little tray, and of course, someone's like, "Pardon me," bumps me. Nope. And that's it. And like I find myself whenever I drop a glass, I look at it for a second and just like breathe. Like this, my life. This is what is happening to me.
And now as a person who runs a catering company, I know how much things cost, and so like now it's just a counter of like money that I've lost like in my head. I know, it's the worst.
It is.
We have some stories here from the chat.
Ooh, fun.
First, Justice says that was a chicken crime.
I did commit a chicken crime. The chef did yell at me and say, "What the F are you doing? That's my life's work." Yeah. And I was like, shut up.
We got Rabbit House Games saying, "Oh God, I once ended up on the kitchen floor covered in olives while working in catering. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Justice dropped a Sharpie pen into like maybe 40 gallons of tomato bisque in a bain-marie.
Oh, that I've seen
sorry.
I've seen a sous chef's cigarette in his ear tumble into a kale dish that we then fucking walked because we didn't notice it, and the guest found a flipping cigarette butt.
Whole cigarette.
Found like this half smoked thing And I was the one who had to be like, I'm so sorry. This is literal madness. And I apologize.
I didn't know this was going to be a confessional of all restaurant stuff today.
This is
but
restaurant
great.
confessions. It's like taxi cab confessions.
I love it. I love it. Donut Shoes says, once when I worked at Uno's years ago, I was turning into the kitchen too fast and slammed a full salad with dressing onto your shift manager's shirt. Oh, I'm so sorry.
God.
Wow, these are all good war stories. Thank you everybody for sharing. But let's move on with the show here. We can happily keep talking about restaurant stuff in a later segment, but I want to check out what people have cooked this week. So we're going to try something new here on the Zoom. I'm going to share my screen.
Ooh.
I made sure to clean.
I was about to say.
I made sure to clean it.
How are your tabs?
Shush. Actually, I've had a resolution to not hoard tabs anymore.
Good. It's important.
So, we're gonna just share my desktop.
Ooh.
Hi.
That's a pretty wallpaper.
Desktop. This is from an artist called Hexiosis.
Oh, shout outs.
That I found on Tumblr that I love and gave money to.
Oh.
But here, let's check out things that people have made this week. If you would like to be featured in this part of the stream, please tag me on Instagram, tag me on Twitter. My username is Randwiches. That's the word sandwiches with an R at the beginning. You can also DM them to me or whatever. I have a call for them every week. And I love talking about what everybody's been cooking and eating. No matter how good or how bad it looks, so this is all about sharing and cheering other people on. So this first dish is from Carly Monardo and Christopher Hastings from the podcast Rude Tales of Magic. They made pork patty melts. It's a recipe that I wrote. This is a recipe that I wrote for Taste Cooking, and they made it last night and had it for dinner. And so it was very sweet to get this text message.
It looks delightful. I would smash those Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. I didn't write the Brussels sprout recipe, but they look really crispy and lovely.
The sandwich is looking right, though.
Mm-hmm. They even added the little Maldon salt on top.
Respect. Nothing but respect for this royal sandwich.
I know, right? Yes. This next one is from my dad. He was so proud.
He's such a dad thing.
He's such a dad. He recently retired like 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
So he's got all this time and he's posting on Facebook constantly. And so he's pivoted from politics to food. So he's got chili, raw onion, 2 hot dogs. I don't know if you can see it, but he split them. And then he buttered these French rolls.
Oh, I see it now. I thought it was, okay, that's like an open-faced hot dog, and I have nothing but respect for this king.
Yeah. Looks like some good snap. Some good...
That bun looks really good. Yeah, I have to say, that bun looks really crispy and perfect. Like, does your father own a plancha?
No, he broiled it. But he was really proud of the fact that he got all these things from Costco. And then, like, all the comments on Facebook are like, but wait, don't they have $1.50 hot dog you can just buy there? And he's like, I made it myself.
That is incredible.
Super cute, right? Let's see. My friend Dylan went on an excursion to Roland Roaster. Have you been to this place?
No, what is that?
This is in Sheepshead Bay.
Oh boy, that's like just down that's close by. I'm Googling this right now.
So this is like a 50s style, that the kinds of place that used to have like roller skates and like uniforms, like the really orange and yellow, like I don't know, something you'd see in Greece.
Yeah.
But they serve roast beef sandwiches that are pretty great.
Oh, okay. This looks bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 40 minutes from me, which in New York time is like around the corner. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah, let's go.
This is really 40 minutes from you? Goodness.
Yeah, it would take me 40 minutes because I'd have to take a train and a bus.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, I live in a place that's not connected to many places that aren't like Manhattan, because the B and the Q go to like a lot of cool places, but in terms of Brooklyn, they go nowhere.
Mm.
You
So
know,
for New Yorkers in the chat, Roland Roaster is in Sheepshead Bay. And if you want to make a day of it, of roast beef excursion, Brennan and Carr is a 30-minute walk from here, or a shorter bus ride. But Brennan and Carr is another roast beef place where all the servers wear like they look like they all work at a pharmacy. It's like Katz's Deli, where they all have that like uniform of
the
I'm
lab
a
coat.
I'm a butcher, but there's no blood on my thing. But their roast beef, which I actually prefer to this one, they dip the entire sandwich in the jus.
Respect.
Yeah, and it's just this like dripping mess, and then
Ugh.
they have beer, and it's great. The thing about Roland Roaster is they have like champagne on the menu.
Mm.
It's like Bud Light, a Coke, champagne.
Hey man, if you're gonna take that journey to Sheepshead Bay, honestly, and you're gonna like crush or like some major beef, like
Mhm.
you really should celebrate right.
That's
It
true.
should be a celebration.
That's true.
Usually because when people go to Sheepshead Bay, they're like, "Holy shit, I didn't know this was so beautiful down here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's really nice.
It is
I'm
beautiful.
so jealous.
They
Like
got
I
a
don't live
marina.
there."
Ugh.
It's so nice. It's like, God, it's just so beautiful. I love that area more than anything.
Let's see. We've also got Katie, who goes by Mallcat. I don't know if you're in the chat today. Katie made crock pot hot chocolate.
Oh,
Yes. Bulk hot chocolate sounds like a great idea during the
oh,
winter. And she advises she put the marshmallow in 10 minutes before starting to drink it. So it was like all nice and incorporated. So that's a great idea.
I want that.
I know. It sounds so
Oh,
cozy.
it's a good
V,
mug too.
v cozy. Um, oh yeah, that's a really good mug.
It is a really beautiful mug.
Wow.
I have to give respect where it's due.
Wow, wow. We have a baking journey from Matt Clausen. Do you know what these are?
Hold on. Let me see. That the little cups?
Mm-hmm.
What is no, this is what they look like. I'm gonna make a wild guess. They
Mm-hmm.
look like something that would make like a little jelly filled thing, but I know that's not correct. But I do
It
not know what this is
it
for.
does. You probably could. You probably could, like a Jello mold.
Yeah.
But these are used to make canals, which are these beautiful little pastries.
What is a canal? I'm gonna Google this.
Mm-hmm. It's
Canal.
Canelles.
Oh God, those are so wonderful.
Aren't they? They have this like
Oh.
sort of sugared caramelized exterior, and then the inside is nice and cakey.
Mm.
But apparently, as Matt reports, there is some method here that is very laborious. Takes a long time to make these.
But if that's how it came out, that's really beautiful.
I mean,
That
great job.
caramelization. I tip my hat to you.
Yeah. And then here's a pile of them, and that's what the inside looks like.
I was about to say, is there cross section? Because I'm like kind of like,
Gotta.
okay, I would F that
I
up.
know. I would gobble the whole thing.
That looks so custardy and soft and springy on the inside, and the outside, is nice and crisp. Well, that one on
Mhm.
the right looks like when you toast a marshmallow just perfectly.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, I would smash these. Sorry, this is
Yes.
like
No,
it's like
I know.
calling food images.
I mean, this is what happens when you watch my stream. You get hungry. You get
It's
hangry.
true. I've been purposely like waiting. So I've been grazing all day. And then I was like, I want to be hungry before I talk about like food. So I can get like, that good primal feel.
Right?
Yeah.
I know, I know. Let's see. What do we have here? This was really fun. Robert sent this discovered through Present and Correct's Twitter account via the Swiss Miss Tumblr. It's an egg apron.
An egg print. That's so awesome.
I would break everything immediately.
This sounds like a challenge. Like you put that on and you have to run through a gauntlet, like and
You have
not
to just
crack a single one.
go about your day normally. I
Like a high
mean,
school experiment about raising children.
I'm left-handed, so I already bump into everything
Mhm.
normally. But
Mhm.
if I had something delicate in, I don't know how many pockets, 6 times 3, 18 pockets.
Oh my God. I mean, I get
I
it.
would wreck this.
That is like the baker's version of a bullet belt, like the bandolier or
The
whatever that like
bandolier.
Rambo. Yeah, that's like the bakery version of that. Where someone being like, let's effing go.
I
Throwing
got
eggs in there.
I got eggs.
I feel like filling it with eggs though would take longer than opening a carton or a pallet and just taking them out one by one, then loading the chamber of this apron.
I love design blogs for this reason, this inquiry of like, why? Why?
It's wonderful. See, but I'm reading the chat if I may, and that's a really good point.
Oh yeah, I
It
haven't
says,
been able to look at the chat.
you have someone load your egg print for you, and I agree with that.
It's so intimate.
It's like a two-man team. Like it's like you can't do it alone. It's like one person has to be lookout while the other one loads the egg
Oh
print.
goodness. Oh my gosh. But can you imagine trying to work quickly, cracking all of these, like reaching into empty pockets and being like, no.
I feel like the slightest shift in weight and they would all tumble out.
I know.
Oh,
What if you
print.
jumped?
It's chaos, calamity.
You can
that
tell
would be
though that they've put like they stuffed tissue under these so that the
Yep.
eggs will poke out.
Yep, these are stunt eggs. This
These are
is
stunt
not
eggs.
real. These are stunt eggs.
They're
or
not
there's
that tall.
2 eggs in there. They're not that
Oh
tall.
yeah. Oh, so you're saying there's like 36 eggs in
This is a double loaded egg print.
twice the yolk.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. But besides cooking photos, I welcome things like this and memes about food so that we can laugh at them. Beautiful. One day I will own egg print. One day. This next one is from Sean, who sent this photo from Austria. This is mushroom risotto.
Ooh.
Lovely wine pairing there too, and some salad. This is a very adult dinner.
That is what I was to say. That is a very grown up, technique driven dinner, and I have nothing but admiration for this plate of food. I'm looking at. I'm like, I couldn't do that.
You can. One day you can.
One day I
can
would like to
ask me
practice.
anytime.
I will. Like, teach me risotto. Please, can you show me?
Can you show me risotto?
Please show me how to risotto.
It looks like there are shiitakes in here. Do you like mushrooms?
Oh, I fuck with mushrooms.
Okay.
Especially in like a risotto. Like, it took me a while. I was just talking about this recently. Like, it took me to eat a fancy plate of mushrooms to appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it was like at work 6 years ago, and someone was like, try this, you have taste all the new dishes. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not a big mushroomer. Yeah. God damn, I have to say, when they're expensive, they're very good.
Yes, it's true. And I think I grew up with a lot of waterlogged white button mushrooms, things that are, they're slimy.
Yeah.
But mushrooms can get really crisp and provide a lot of umami. In fact, they can dry up enough to make bacon, like mushroom bacon.
Really?
Yes, it's like a vegan alternative. It's very, very good. Highly recommend. And finally, let's see. This one's from Vance. More Brussels sprouts. I think lots of people are cooking Brussels sprouts this week. This is bacon wrapped meatloaf.
What are your opinions on meatloaf?
I like it sometimes.
Okay. It
depends.
On what?
It depends on the texture. Like if it's too dry, I'm like, oh, I can't handle too dry because you need all that gravy, which is really salty. I like a really tender meatloaf that doesn't need gravy.
I love me some meatloaf. I love when the outside is crisp and I don't know what you make it in. Do you make it in a steel pan? Like a metal pan? It's like crisp at the edges. Pan. Yeah, it's a loaf, obviously. I love that, but I'm trash and I have to put ketchup on it.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I have to. Like part of it is like I want ketchup in the ingredients or I'm gonna put ketchup on it, but I fucking love meatloaf. This looks super good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Vance was my old roommate and he first made this I don't know, maybe 10 years ago when we were living together, and he was learning how to cook, and we had this whole joke about like Vance is stuffing things. He keeps stuffing things. He made ravioli. He got really good at that, and then like kept wrapping things in bacon and stuffing them. I'm like, wow.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. But these are all the things that people submitted this week. If I missed yours, I'm very sorry. Please retag me or send me a DM. Let's see what I've been up to this week. Let's see. I've had a few things. I don't have a lot of updates. I have this really funny thing that I've been doing on Twitter lately.
Oh, I've been seeing with the
Oh yeah,
juice. With the
yeah.
juice, yeah,
I'll
I've been
just
saying. I've been
take a
saying.
picture of my juice and be like, "Yo, what I juice?" You have to imagine my voice doing that.
Yo,
What I juice?
what juice? Uh, what do you have here?
Any guesses?
Well, I see the file name, so.
Oh, damn it.
No, but if I
Shit.
didn't, I was gonna say, personally, before I saw that, I was gonna say celery, lime, and like kale. Because
I
it has that
mean,
bright.
you're still on the right track anyway. So yeah, this is green apple,
Mm-hmm.
obviously,
Mm-hmm.
celery, ginger,
Ah.
and calamansi.
Hey.
Yeah,
Ooh,
very
that's
nice.
how was it?
It was delicious. I gulped it. Like
It looks I like juice. Like I'm a big juice person. I fucking there's like a little fruit place down the street from me that makes like juice and it's like $5 because they have all the
Mm,
juice right there. Once you start like really getting into it, not really getting into it in the New York way, but like just realizing that it's like four ingredients together blended, like
mhm.
juiced, taste absolutely incredible. You start seeing that like you can literally put fucking anything in there and have a hit.
Yeah.
So I'm like excited that I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous of you. That looks incredible.
Yeah, I've always wanted a juicer, and thanks mom. Mom got me one for Christmas this year. So I've been throwing pretty much everything in there. My
Good.
most exciting development has been green beans.
Really?
Yes,
How
they
much
have
juice do they produce? Sorry, I didn't mean to speak
it's a
over you.
lot. Yeah, no, they produce a lot of juice and they have a lot of residual sugar. So it's just this
Wow.
lovely crisp juice. So
True.
highly recommend.
You are right though. I'm thinking of like a raw green bean when they're nice and snappy, are quite sugary.
Mhm.
That is wise. Ooh, I need to get in the juice game. I have a juicer, but it just fucking sits there because I hate
Oh,
cleaning it out.
I
Cleaning it out is a
know.
fucking monster.
I know. I have a little brush and I get all like
It sucks.
OCD about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, I can't keep doing this. But I do it every day
You
because I'm
should.
trying to, pay penance for the last 36 years of not eating well.
You know, there's one way to start. The first step out the door is the hardest part of the journey.
Eh,
I think that's a
I mean, it's
phrase.
not going to save my life, but
But
I'm enjoying juicing.
it's fun and it's delicious.
Here's my beautiful apple that I put in there. My
What a
beautiful,
handsome
isn't it
child.
beautiful?
It
It's
is
so
very pretty.
upstate.
Oh.
So Meatloaf, because Vance shared that photo with me, I was like, I need to make a freaking meatloaf. Yeah. Okay. Not your typical meatloaf,
No.
as people who who watch my stream know,
Mm.
I can't do anything normally. I can't hold it back, Gotta make it weird. Um, I used the discards from my carrot juice before this. So yesterday I made carrot juice and I was like, well, there's all this carrot and I have way too many pickles in my fridge. I can't make any more chutneys. I've got all kinds of condiments, but what else can I make? And I just sort of thought about it and I realized, wait, I can use it as like an egg substitute or fortifier in a meatloaf.
That is wise as fuck.
Mm.
I want to say that I was waiting, like, what did he use the carrots for? Like, I'm like, oh shit, that is smart. And that loaf is looking right in terms of that fluffiness. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, you can tell that if I were to hit a fork on it, it would make the right sound, not like a big thud, but like a nice one.
Well, this one has like bulgogi sauce in it, and an egg, which I think in the case of using juicer discards, I probably should not have put the egg because this was a little too soft and crumbly.
Mm. Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
so it's either the egg or the discards, or add panko breadcrumbs or cornflakes to soak that up. But yeah, this is like a Korean slanted meatloaf with the glaze and sesame seeds and scallions. So this was really enjoyable.
It
And
looks
then,
so good. Oh,
and then
then.
made a sando. Made a sando.
You should be so proud. I hope you're really proud of yourself because that looks fucking bomb, and your plateware is really good.
Thank you. I never finish my food. I'm like a bird when it comes to eating, but I completely inhaled this sandwich.
Good.
Like that is a testament to how lovely it was.
What you got going on there?
It's the meatloaf, cilantro, some more sesame seeds, and then a mix of kind of crema. So it was mayo and sour cream with a little bit of garlic in there. Yeah, I like sandos.
Sandos are I mean
sandos.
a good the last place I worked at pre-demic was had a pork katsu sando. Like people would just roll up and be like, so what are you guys interested in? We had this huge spiel and they'd just be like this and show a picture of it. I was like, I got you. I understand. I understand.
All right, so I've stopped sharing my screen. I'm going to catch up here in the chat, friends. Thanks for joining us today. I am here with my friend Aaron, who is my first guest ever here on Attack the Pantry. Oh, welcome everybody. Toria, nice to see you. Wow. Yeah. Okay. There is some ketchup on meatloaf discussion here. They agree.
Is it positive? I pray it's positive. Okay, positive. Good. I'm like, wait, what's the discourse? What's the word on the ketchup discourse? Ketchup is a polarizing thing, man. Ketchup is true. So polarizing.
It's true. Like, I have a cousin and an uncle who eat just plain rice with ketchup, and it boggles my mind.
It's like white rice with ketchup?
Yeah. I'm not into it, but I mean, who am I to yuck someone's yum?
Exactly. I can't do that, but part of me wants to. No, because like for me, like when we make rice and beans and stuff, I've always put ketchup on that shit. Just because it's just like it adds like a nice salty, weird, like ketchup has that taste. I like it in rice and beans. What's your view on scrambled eggs? On like eggs and ketchup?
I don't like it.
Okay, that's fair. See, it's polarizing.
I think it's too sweet. I think
Do you?
I'm a anti dessert, anti sweet things. I like more spicy, savory, sort of acidic. But
like
sweet,
you don't fuck with dessert in general?
I do, but I just don't prefer it. Or the desserts that I make are way less sugar.
Oh yeah, no. I respect nothing but respect for that. I don't like I don't like tooth shatteringly sweet sweets. Mm-hmm. I like, like give me a red bean anything any day of the week.
All right. Yeah, true. Red bean. Very, very good flavor.
Very good. Matcha red bean are my favorite things in this world. And like an egg custardy type dessert.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Egg custardy, like a pastel de nata, like a little tart thing. I love that episode of Bake Off where they tried to do a technical of trying to make pastel de nata.
So I've just recently gotten into that show, so I'm finally like knowing what the kids are talking about.
Oh, cool.
Because I like Top Chef a lot, and that is a way different speed than British Bake Off, so I didn't know if I would like it, but I do. It's
very pure.
It's very peaceful, and and then when you start to realize that, like, yo, these people are no joke talented.
Yeah.
They act like, oh, I'm just a regular baker. I don't know how to make anything. Here's a perfect croquembouche, and you're like, oh, fuck you. You're not just a normal person.
Yes. Yeah, it's one of those shows that I can like put on and not I don't mind watching it again and again just because you learn so much from it.
And it's great to fall asleep to as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's so soothing.
I know.
Oh no, Brandon says, Aaron, I'm really sorry. I'm anti-ketchup on meatloaf.
It's okay. We're all allowed to have opinions. We're all allowed to express those opinions, and like it's okay to not like nice things.
Aaron's not a bean dad. He's a bean brother and a loving one. Thanks, Donut Shoes. So good. Let me see. So that's what I was up to this week. Thanks everybody for submitting your photos. If you'd like to be included next week for a feature, please tag me on Instagram and the Twitters. I would love to see what you've been cooking. Yeah. But really the meat of this conversation should have been outdoor cooking. And Aaron had a general question, if you want to chime in on the chat. Why is eating outside always better than inside?
Every single time.
I
Every
know.
single time. It's better than eating in school. It's better than eating at any restaurant. If you take a bite of like anything outdoors, it's immediately 10,000 times more tastier than if you're sitting in a dark restaurant. I don't care what the ambiance is. I do not.
I mean, wouldn't you say that outdoor is its own ambiance?
It is and is the ultimate ambiance. It's like it's so freeing. And I'm not talking about patio bullshit. We're
I
not
was about to say.
No, we're not talking about like, can I have a patio? Can I sit outside? It's 25 degrees with the patios closed. Can we sit outside? And you're like, fuck off. No, I'm talking about you're sitting your ass down on like a fucking wooden log, and we're out there with like a charcoal grill, like
Mm,
doing the Lord's work in the outdoors, and the smells, and the wind is blowing, and everybody's
mm.
in a great. Oh, what else? Like, what's better in this fucking world?
Yes. Yes. Justice is asking, damn, don't y'all have bugs up there? The answer is yes, but also I don't care.
No, no. So like for me, the weather I grew up in New Jersey, so like it's not that different. The weather is the window of fun weather is so fucking small in this
Mm,
region that like anytime that I'm comfortable outside, I don't give a shit. I'm like, oh, I'm being ravaged by mosquitoes. At least it's not 100 or 25 degrees.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I'll take it. I do not care. Yeah, no, I don't. A bug be damned. I'll bug spray up. I will throw some softwood onto the fire pit just to smoke out the whole area. So natural bug spray.
The Omni Nerd chimes in, bugs are just extra protein, bro.
Facts.
True. These are facts. Brandon says you get that good outdoor smell, outdoor air smell, and so much taste is smell. That is so right and scientific.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Donut Shoes says summer 2019, I visited south of France, and outside is the only place you can eat down there, and it's fantastic. I have never had the pleasure, but that sounds amazing.
Oh, it's just the greatest thing. It's been such a like because of the pandemic, especially like I had been hiking more, and
Mm-hmm.
then wanted to learn. I got into fishing as a result as well because fishing makes every hike into a picnic if you catch something and you know what to do. So I bought like portable cooking equipment. I learned how to make like a small cooking fire and like what to do. And like we caught a fish and we pan fried it right there in the woods, and I was like, this is the most satisfying culinary experience I have ever had in my life.
Magic.
It was like, and ever since then I've been hooked. I'm like, all I do is want to learn more about like how to properly barbecue and like how to build your own pit. Not that I could with my apartment, but like one day I want to build one out of cinder blocks and like capture like, I really want to experience outdoor joy cooking as
Mm.
much as I fucking can now.
Wow, yes. I think one of my goals for my next apartment is definitely have enough space where I can dig holes and somebody won't get mad at me.
Yes. Yes, yes, because I know the chef that I last worked with, he was like during the pandemic, he has a little yard. And so he was like, I spent a lot of money. He bought like a Kamado Joe and like all
Oh,
these
goodness.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, what are you doing? Stop. But I understand the want to be like, I'm cooking outside. I'm gonna buy whatever I gotta do to scratch that itch. Cause it is such an itch that I have. I don't know. Do you have it? Do you experience that like need?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's so real.
I have the burns to prove it.
Do you?
Yes.
What is your preferred what do you like to do? Like wood or charcoal or like what's your game?
Mostly in Brooklyn, it is with charcoal
Ugh,
because,
yeah,
I
because
don't really have access.
because
I have just a little tiny, from Target, a Kingsford tiny grill, like the one that everybody has.
hmm
Um, but when I do have access and I can go camping and cook outside, it is all wood all day. I'll dig. Well, first I'll set up a regular fire, which we have grates, and I bring like a cast iron plancha for that. And then I dig a hole and we set up a smoker.
See,
Um,
that is so dope.
It is so fun. Everybody
Ah,
gets to help out. And it's just so worth it at the end of the night. You're just sitting with your headlamp and you're just chomping on some
yes.
great food.
the
Um,
the feeling of accomplishment that comes with it, and like personal satisfaction of knowing that you did something so ancient, and you know what I
mhm.
mean, because we all feel like soft babies sometimes when we're using like our myriad of machines.
Yes.
And so like, when you're using like the immersion blender or whatever, you're like, oh man, I bet
You've
no
been
you know what I
standing
mean?
with a mortar and pestle like
Yeah. But if
2
you did
hours.
but the feeling of when it actually comes out right, because there is that, like when you cook outside and like, yes, I applied heat to food and it is now edible feeling, or you're like, fuck, I fucked up this burger or whatever. But when you actually like, y'all, we just smoked a chicken. Like it
Mhm.
is nothing is more satisfying. I feel like when you conquer the stereotype of eras that like we are soft babies in our futuristic Jetsons world, and we do something really prehistoric, it is so fucking satisfying, especially when it tastes good.
Flintstones. We're going to the Flintstones.
Goddamn right.
Yes.
God.
Let's see. Seven bean salad adds also when you eat outside, you can be a total slob and spill crumbs everywhere.
Truth. Like
This is
stems
true.
and stuff of like peppers, you're like, boop, chuck.
Yeah. And Justice says, "Oh yeah, the best outdoor food has shells or fibers or something you can throw super far while you eat." And hell yeah, this soft baby just buried a potato in ashes. Yes, 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 yes.
What?
I've done
Dope.
that.
Have you?
Yeah, actually over Thanksgiving, I was upstate, rented a house for Thanksgiving, and we had a fire pit.
Hmm.
Enjoyed it in the cold as it was slowly snowing. We are like,
Of
okay,
course.
this is great. Now I'm wet. Let's go inside.
Yeah.
And then my friend Kate was like, I've always wanted to bury potatoes, and so under the embers, she just like put all the potatoes, and then the next morning we ate them.
That is
So interesting.
so fun. Like there's something so fun about it's such a science experiment type thing. It feels like to me of like, especially figuring out how to get it right. And like there's so much labor involved that isn't like turning a dial. Like controlling heat is something that we all, I hate sounding like this, that we all take for granted. But like it's really fucking hard to do
Yes,
when you're like, we need more wood. How much?
we don't know
This
yet.
much?
Donut Shoes has a follow up comment that is very relevant. It feels like the reason outside cooked food is better is the presence of fire. Yes. The only fire we use indoors to cook typically is gas stoves, an inferior fire. And
It's true.
I curse my apartment, have electric, which is the saddest thing for me.
That I'm sorry, but you have an
Tragedy.
exposed brick wall, which is dope.
Yes. At least I have a good streaming wall. That
It's
is all I
true.
can ask
You have
for.
your stand-up comedy wall behind you. But
Yes.
yeah, the coil is brutal. I have to say, I'm sorry.
Ugh, it's like not even the exposed coil. It's like the flat
Okay,
top.
I mean, I like the flat more than the exposed coil. I always feel like the exposed coil is some kind of danger to me
I
when it
really
turns bright
miss
red.
I really miss charring tortillas on a gas range.
Gotta say, it's
That's one
pretty
of my
dope.
favorite things.
When I make like a mole chili type thing. I found some recipe
Mm.
online, and you can just
Shush.
take like the poblano peppers and just throw them on the range and just let them
Yes.
char, and you peel it off. I'm like, I have to say, I thought this last time I made it, it would suck to have an electric stove.
Yeah.
But that's
I
just
think
luck of
about
the
it all the
draw. You know
time.
how that goes, though.
Yes. I
That's
think about it all the time.
that's okay.
Um, so you've mentioned a few things that you've cooked outside. Like what are some of your greatest hits that you've cooked outside?
For me, I did a we caught a smallmouth bass
Mm.
and we made a fire, and we just like super simple, like cut it. I prepped it there. I learned how to clean a fish and do all that stuff. And then we tossed it, put it in like halved it, put it in a Ziploc bag with just flour, like curry powder, garlic powder, like paprika, all the hits,
Mm.
and just built a small enough fire that the oil wasn't like fucking burning. And then we just crisped it, and it was like the most, like when you really nail something, that feeling of like, no one's ever going to believe me that I fucking nailed this fish. But that fish was so perfectly, we scored it like, oh, that. And I will, oh, so there's a what do you call it? There's like a Puerto Rican lasagna type thing, but it's like a lasagna made with sweet plantains called
Wait, what?
pinon. And yeah, and like so that usually you fry like a fuck ton of plantains. You have them so like they're thin slit strips. You could use like a mandolin, and you layer those in the bottom, and then it's like picadillo, green beans and another layer of plantains, and you butter the pan and then you egg it, you put the egg on top, whatever, but
Egg
then
wash.
you bake it. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you just dump scrambled fucking egg on it, basically, like a whisked egg. But you bake it. I tried because I found out you can grill sweet plantains and it's fucking bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea how like different and custardy they come out. So I made that using over a wood fire on like really low, and I grilled those. I still put it in an oven and shit like that. But a smoky plantain is a very interesting thing.
Oh,
That to me was a lot of, that was my latest like experiment weird thing, because I'll cook fucking anything over fire. I am that person who's like, I'm making eggs, I'm gonna put the cast iron on a log that's on fire.
yes.
Like I just like being outside with a fire, tending to it. I'll cook fucking anything on it. Yeah, that's been like, I really like doing fish just because there's something, I don't know, there's just something so right. And like you can really give, for me, I'm a big person of like, you catch the fish, you must say I'm sorry and thank you and thank it before you kill this thing, because we're about to, but like on a grill, like, or a fire, you can really do the fish so right that I feel like, it's something so personal when the fish is like, staring at you, compared to like a faceless steak, which you can give a lot of love on a fire, but it's not that same personal touch.
Donut Shoe says there's something extremely anime about fire cooking fish. I
So
agree.
true. On that
I
stick.
agree. I'm going to share my screen again because I have a little tiny bit of show and tell. Let's see. These are all from my cookbook, which is all about
Really
comfort food and barbecue. And so these are some selections. I will tell you that some of my bigger projects did not make it into the book, like burying a pig. Or doing 40 beer can chickens, or
why so many?
Spit roasting a goat. Those things I've done before, but they were not photographed well. Or
but that's the thing that I like about those kinds of things, is they're so visceral and real, and like they give such a personal touch to like put a beer can in a chicken carcass, or do a whole pig. It's very hands-on. It's very, you can't hide behind like, oh, this is just a nameless cut of a cow, I don't know where it came from, let's throw it on some heat. That it's like you have to tie a pig's feet together and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more personal. And if I'm gonna, if we're gonna do some meat work, I like at least feeling that like this was a living thing once type deal.
We are honoring it in this way. My relationship with meat definitely changed the more brutal it got, but I have like much respect for the animals that I work with. So it's been really cool, like growing in that way. But just really quickly, here are things like highlights from the book. This is grilled bacon. So I take the slab, and there's a recipe for curing your own bacon also. But we grill the whole slab to render the fat first, and then we slice it and then finish them again on the grill as individual slices. So they get this little, you can see that there's a sugar char on it.
Jesus Christ.
And it's paired with a Kentucky beer cheese on grilled toast.
Oh, so come on.
Fun. Yeah.
That's all can I just be, you're like the late night host. I'm the person in the band who's just like, that looks great. Wow. Holy shit. Wow, I'd fuck that up.
Yes. We'll have you on again.
Oh.
This is a yogurt-based flatbread that you can grill. These are really fun to make because you're like kind of doing the pizza dough like knuckle thing.
Yeah.
And then you have to get it on the grill and then quickly remove it because they're done so fast.
That looks God. See, like you have a very, like, I very much enjoy your palate. Like when you were fucking cooking stuff, like I believe in the summer, but that was in the summer, right? It was every day. I was like, fuck. Like every time I'd open Twitter, it was like, fuck.
God damn it.
Yeah, you have some ridiculously good stuff. And like, I can't not talk about it because I get excited looking at pictures and talking about it.
No, I appreciate it.
I respect the game. It is very good.
Yeah, and then so these are finished with a brush of butter, really simple, and then some torn dill. A little bit of freshness. You mentioned poblanos earlier. I actually have a recipe for stuffed poblanos.
Oh,
Yeah. And they've got cinnamon black beans, like sofrito rice, and then some crema on top of that flatbread that we just saw. And then some shermula, which is not the typical sauce that you would put here because it has a little bit of mint in it,
Yeah.
but is nice and fresh and zesty. We got a shallot burger with romesco and
Ooh.
some Meyer lemon mayo on an English muffin. On an English muffin, not on a brioche bun. I think brioche buns are overrated.
No, an English muffin is a fucking really bomb vehicle.
Mm-hmm. They crisp up nicely, and it's just not an overwhelming amount of bread, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm completely agree. The texture is what makes it perfect. God, that looks fucking good. I always think that when a sauce or a cheese is pouring over out of a burger, that bite is about to be fire.
Fire, total fire. We've got adobo wings. You've had adobo, right, before?
I fucking have, and I have to say, it is one of the greatest goddamn flavors on the face of the earth.
So for those of you in the chat who
Sorry.
have, no, I love it. No, I love it. For those of you in the chat who have never had adobo, it is a Filipino dish where you simmer chicken or pork or beef. In this case, it's chicken in a gastrique, which is soy sauce and vinegar, with the added flavor components of black pepper and garlic. But in this format, I've treated the adobo sauce as a marinade, as a hot marinade for the wings, and then brought them to the grill. And so they get a little bit tighter and crispier on the grill instead of stewed and over rice. So these are adobo wings.
That looks so good. That looks so good. The color on those looks so sexy.
Yeah. We got buttermilk skewers. I was really into studying yakitori for a while.
Fun.
These are just marinated in buttermilk and then have an herb oil on top. I love grilling stone fruit.
Yes.
I love the grill marks on the stone fruit.
Oh, that looks good.
He's got blue cheese and mint on top. My favorite dessert is grilled stone fruit.
Yes.
Like even undressed, like with just a little bit of salt and pepper. So
the power of just cooking down a fuck ton of peaches with some sugar and like any kind of stone fruit and like putting a little bit of blue cheese on like on the spoon bite. You're like, oh, that's all you need. And like a sprig of mint, and it's like you can call yourself a fancy chef with like
it's so simple. The
So
wonderful
good.
combinations.
Mhm.
These are not from my book, but just I don't know, some random barbecue things. So this was like a mustard style barbecue sauce. I guess this brings up a question for you. Do you have a favorite kind of barbecue sauce?
I do, man. It's the mustard kind.
And it's this one.
Yeah, no, I fucking love when I'm at a barbecue place like that's somewhere in the country and I see like the orange or yellow or white bottle, I immediately go to that one. Like red, the brown sugary ketchupy stuff is good. You know, it's fine. I like molassesy type tasting things, but the mustard ones have so much acid in them that like I feel like is required for smashing some like fatty ass brisket or like, pulled pork.
I'm a huge fan of the North Carolina vinegar style because it is closest to Filipino cuisine.
I was just about to say, y'all in the chat, if you have never had Filipino food in your life, if you don't get your motherfucking ass to the closest Filipino restaurant to you, it is I'm always like the biggest proponent of like, it is my favorite type of cuisine by far. And just because it has this magic happy place between like comfort food that is deceptively difficult to make and has like all the flavor profiles of like everything Americans like. And it's just so fucking exciting and delicious. If you like vinegar, and it's just so goddamn good. Like sisig is literally God's gift to mankind. Like it is the most.
Sisig is delicious. Yes,
it is no joke, and there's just so many fun variations. I could talk all day about it, and I get so excited. But everyone, go fucking order from your local Filipino spot and smash something because it's just so bomb.
Yeah, if you are new to Filipino cuisine, I would recommend trying adobo first, which is the simmered in a vinegar and soy sauce, and then my other favorite is lechon kawali, which is pork belly that is deep fried it is this long process to make. I actually tried to do it over the summer and maybe last year for a job, but it's pork belly that is salted, and you leave it in the fridge for a while, you dry it out, and then you you boil it to render some of the fat. Then you dry it out. I'm sorry, that was the wrong order. And then you deep fry that so it gets the super crispy skin, and it bubbles and pops. And then dipping it in a vinegar sausawan. Yeah, it is delicious.
Let's get that Mantomas sauce, man.
Oh, Mantomas, yes. I have that in my fridge. Yeah.
It's so satisfying. It's like that. Oh God, I just love it so much. What is mine? You think of my favorite. I mean, sisig is crazy bananas. But I really like God, what is the fried pork hock? Crispy pata is really good.
Pata, yeah.
Oh, I like bangos.
Oh, bangos.
Bangos. There it is. That's it.
The deep fried milk fish.
That shit is so good. And the best thing about it is like you have this bomb meal. It's like super cozy, hearty, like bright and tart and yummy, fatty. Then dessert comes and it's still no fucking joke. That's
Yes.
what like is God. It is the greatest thing.
I love that this is riling you up. This is
Oh,
so good.
you don't understand. Like this is the one thing, like, tabletop voiceover stuff's great, interesting. But like food is what is my mom always says, like, it's the one true joy that we can enjoy. Like it's the one like pure joy. New York people, if you live in Manhattan or have access to Manhattan, Mama Fina's House of Sisig is fire.
Yes.
And that's been my go-to for like the entirety that I've been here. And there's also one in Jersey City.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I went there last year and had a bunch of sisig to myself and a San Miguel beer.
Of course.
Of course, you gotta have
Of course.
beer.
Of course.
My goodness. We can see, catching up in the chat here. Donut Shoes, your mom makes shredded chicken adobo. Are you serious? That's so cool. Had no idea. Ooh hoo hoo. Let's see. Omni Nerd says, I don't know if you guys have Mission Barbecue up in New York City. They're one of the only places here in Virginia that can get like every kind of barbecue sauce with your food. I don't think we do.
Mission Barbecue. Why is that? That's famous, right? That's a famous one.
I don't think I've ever been to one.
Mission Barbecue near me.
Mm-hmm.
There is one in PA in Philadelphia.
Oh my.
But not in New York. Not yet.
Okay. Field trip.
Yeah. I'm like, well, let me look at the website.
Really quickly, let's go back to the barbecue. Can you tell folks who want to start cooking outside, like what sorts of things should they have in the kit? Like what should they put in the backpack?
Yeah. So fun things. I actually can I find it in my
You have props.
I kind of do, because for if you really like super rustic camping-y type shit, I bought it comes in a little bag and it's cookware that stacks on itself. And so it's like a pot and a pan and it collapses in, and that is handy in a pinch.
Cute.
For when you fishing, or if you're just like, let's just make something real quick, because you can always just sear something in it. But it depends on how wild you want to be. I have this. This is a Weber Go Anywhere. This is not sponsored content, but this is a portable.
This is so funny. You have all of these within reach.
I know. But it's like you have all these things because you start it's that's my passion thing, is getting better at having the kit and having the things. But I would say buying something cheap, Weber kettles or $150, but you don't even need that. Start just getting used to cooking with charcoal or watching a lot of YouTube videos before you dive in, because odds are if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're just gonna waste money on food cooking it, because it's so easy to overcook it using fire, because you're oh, that fire's not that big. I'm that shit's 380 degrees this far away from the steak. So I would say do your research first, but definitely get a cheap grill, or go to the fucking park if they have those standing grills, get some charcoal, get some tin foil, and really do your research, find a dish that you want to eat, and learn how to make it the best way over fire, because it's hot as fuck and it's hard to control. But just trying it, it's just do it. I would say if you ever want to get into outdoor cooking, just try it, next time you're out in the wilderness, or just out on have a picnic and try, if you can, if you're like a national park or something, like building a safe fire and like bring a cast iron. Like cast iron is the best
Yes.
way to start, I would say, because you can't fuck it up. Like the cast iron can handle so much fucking heat that you can just throw it on flaming shit and sear a steak super easy. So I would say start with a
Mhm.
cast iron.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely have a lot to add to this.
Please.
For outside, definitely make sure you have your tongs.
Mm.
I advise getting a few quarter sheet pans, which are the smaller ones, so that you have places to put the raw meat and then the cooked
True.
meat. You never want to put them back on the same pan for cross contamination, my friends. You already mentioned foil.
Mm.
Make sure you have something that you can handle the hot stuff with. So either cooking mitt, rags, dry rags, and then a place to land. So either that is like, a cleared off part of the ground, a table, or trivets. So you don't want to put it on anything else that could catch fire,
Yeah.
like
Truly.
leaves.
Truly. Truly.
But those are some of the kit things that I would add to like an outdoor excursion.
Yeah.
But you were right, advising on cast iron. It's a great starting point for grilling indoors. There's also cast iron planchas or flat tops that you could put over the burners. I have one from Lodge that is two-sided. It's got the grill grate on one side, and then on the other side, it's a flat top that you can do like pancakes on. And so understanding how hot cast iron can get will really teach you, how to handle heat when you go outside. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's like a really good practice. But I think some other fun things to have, but not necessary, like a good outdoor knife. Like I have an
Yes.
Alcanel. This
Yeah.
is a French brand. This is like my camping knife. For food, for wood, everything. And then for indoor, not, you know, not required, but it's always fun to play with a torch. I have a
It's a butane.
butane.
You said what I had was within reach. You pulled out a butane torch.
Yeah, I knew what we were going to talk about today. There are different models of this. This is kind of a bigger one. You can get propane. You can get actual blowtorch that has like the neck, like a construction blowtorch. All of them are at like your hardware store, like Home Depot or whatever. But I like this one because you can detach the top, and it's more of a safety thing. You don't want it to be attached at all times. You might lean on it accidentally in the bag, and then it's flammable. I also have a Searzall, which attaches to a propane tank. It's a wider mouth torch that concentrates the heat and can
Ooh.
sear a steak. It's that hot. Like it's like flame.
See,
It's
that's
amazing.
fancy. That's a fun toy.
Yeah, I didn't set it aside here to show everybody, but
True.
uh, you know.
The last thing that I have, I think, is the thing I just purchased this as I like get ready. I want to try on my little go anywhere to like smoke a short rib
Ooh,
because it's so little that you can't make like a brisket on it, obviously. But I want to try making like short rib is a meat probe,
mm.
like because odds if you don't have culinary training as I don't know what the fuck cooked.
Or
You know what I mean?
when things are done, yeah,
So
yeah.
poking them with a probe that gives you the internal temperature, just Google like safe temperature to eat for chicken. What is it? Until you hit that.
165.
Yeah. Yeah. See?
I have these things memorized.
I
Okay.
know. And it's so crazy. Like that's the thing that when I ran into a problem once when we went out there without kind of that kind of thing. And I was like, man, I've been hammering this fucking steak. I think it's gonna be great. We cut into it and it was like moo. And I was like,
Yeah.
how the fuck am
It
I
was like,
supposed.
how rude.
And everybody, like, you're chefs. They're like, just touch your hand. And I'm like, no, I don't. I suck at that. Like, it's so hard to know unless you know and you're in the industry. So just get a fucking probe. Save
Yeah.
yourself the embarrassment and the like, salmonella poisoning.
Yeah, digital thermometer is a must if you are unsure about how done meat is. And then, for my vegetarians out there, you don't have that problem of cross contamination and needing to measure. It is more about understanding what kinds of texture you like. This is something that I've written about recently in an article, which is vegetables also can have a degree of doneness as steak. It's just all your personal preference. I tend to be more on the crunchy side of things.
And how?
or rare rare vegetables.
I like a rare vegetable, the hard
I
seed.
do though. Let's see. Checking the time here. I think we've talked a good amount about outdoor cooking. Does anyone have any quick last minute questions for us in the chat about outdoor cooking? Because this has been really fun, but I want to get to the exercise at the end of the stream that we always do, and it's going to be so interesting now that there is another person here to bounce off of. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Justice. Super dig the guest talk. This is fun. I agree. I should have guests all the time.
This is fun. It's fun to be a part of because you know your shit, and so like it scratches that nice itch of when you talk to a chef who knows a lot, and even me who's like I work in a restaurant, I don't really know anything, but I'm passionate about it. It's fun because you are like the information soundboard. They're like, I know what that means, and here's what you meant, or like you
Yes.
know your shit. You're so well that
Thank you.
it's really nice guesting because like you feel very safe with your amount of knowledge.
Oh, I mean, can you imagine me for an hour and a half doing this by bouncing off of myself? Like, this is how much information is in my head.
Dude,
Like, it's
I
crazy.
can't. I cannot.
It's a lot of information. I need to
It's a
let it
lot.
out.
Good. Please.
Okay, friends, let's move on to our really fun mental exercise. Let's pretend we're on Chopped. If you don't know this TV show, there is a basket with 4 mystery ingredients in it, and chefs have to use them to make a dish. In our case, you, the chat, will tell us what's in the basket. So chat, please shout out an ingredient for us to put in the basket. The first 4 will be the ones that we use.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. So just Aaron, so you know, there are no wrong answers. The purpose of this exercise is to think about how far ingredients can go and maybe inspire some people to cook with them.
Okay.
I will go through each of the ingredients individually, and then, everyone else, you can feel free to tell us how you would combine 2 of the ingredients, 3, or all 4. There's no pressure.
Oh, dear God.
And imagine that we have a basic pantry and all the tools and time that you need. So it's not like Chopped where you only have 30 minutes, but pretend that, we're on a desert island that has a beautiful kitchen.
Okay.
Just remember, though, to feature the things in the basket. That's kind of what we're going for.
Whew.
Okay, we've got our first 3 ingredients here. OmniNerd says Honeycrisp apple. Thank you. Donut Shoes says garlic scapes. 7 Bean Salad says lemons.
Okay. I have kind of an idea of what I would do with these things.
Okay, one more in the chat if you can, but please do start shouting out some ideas if you've got them. All right, Aaron, what you got?
So with Honeycrisp apple, garlic scape, lemon, and now country ham.
Oh yes, country ham.
So I would want to eat, not make, because I don't know how the fuck, but I would want some kind of like apple crisp kind of what do you call it, like a cobblery type thing, but with like a lemon curd. But I would want like if you took a cast iron and charred the garlic scapes on them because they're so spicy, and just like kind of finely dice them and sprinkle them on top with crisp country ham. So like this fatty, spicy, appley with lemon curd whipped on top. Like I would want that bite of American freedom. Like, that's
wow.
Yeah. Like garlic scape I fucking love garlic scape. They're so spicy and like that garlicky, but floral that I think something with fruit is a lovely, could be a lovely thing. Maybe I would like to R&D this.
Yeah, no, great. This is what this whole chat is for. So let me just go through the ingredients. Honeycrisp apple is an apple. It's not as mealy as a Red Delicious. It's got more of a cell structure. It's just like stronger, I think. It's very juicy. They're lovely when they're cold. They can be eaten raw. They can be baked. They can be ground. I wouldn't necessarily recommend frying them. unless you had dried them out a little bit more. And then speaking of drying, you can dehydrate them. You can make these into noodles. You can cut them any which way. They're very flexible and exciting. Garlic scapes are the growth out of the top. You know how like when you have an old piece of garlic, there's a little greeny bit that comes out. There's different ways to cultivate garlic, and some of them are garlic chives, but scapes are more of a thick stalk. Yeah, it's the top of a garlic plant. Thank you, Donut Shoes. You know that because you work with farms. That's great. But garlic scapes are only seasonal in the spring. You'll start to see them popping up at farmers markets around April-ish to not even May. They don't last that long. But they are long, curly, green bean-like textures. Yes, it's very limited time for garlic scapes. You were so right. But yes, they look like green beans. They act like green beans, but they are long and just super, super garlicky. Working with them raw, just remember you need to temper the garlic flavor because it's just so strong. You probably temper that with some acid, like vinegar or a lemon. Yes, it's almost like a thick garlicky scallion. That is so true. But yeah, they roast up really nicely, and when roasting any kind of allium, they mellow out. So they're a lovely ingredient to play with. You'll see them a lot on Top Chef in the kitchen. The chefs always love going to the garlic scapes. And a really fun thing that you can do, because the top of the garlic plant has a bulb and they do sell them with it at the farmer's market, you can cut off that top and put it in water, and it becomes a very baby garlic head.
What?
And so the little cloves that come off of it are just tiny, tiny garlics that you can use as a garnish. Isn't that fun?
Dang, that is fun.
And if you have a green thumb, you can get them to flower, and they burst these lovely purple edible flowers that are garlicky.
Wow.
So this is a very versatile ingredient, and it is super fun to work with. Lemons, I feel like we don't need to explain lemons.
It's a lemon.
It's a lemon. We can juice it. We can make chutney out of the rind. We could do a char. You can dehydrate them to make wheels and soak that in any kind of liquid. We can make simple syrups. You can candy the peel in a dessert. What else can you do with lemons? Lemon curd, lemon meringue, lemon desserts, all sorts of things. You can use it as a marinade. Don't forget that there's that lovely zest on the outside that you can play with and flavor other things with. What else? I don't know. Got any lemon ideas?
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I love goddamn lemon. It's such like it's versatility. Like obviously it's in fucking everything. Like, most things are finished with lemon. But I honestly am a huge fan of lemon desserts. I love just like lemon meringue is the classic, but like I love a lemon curd or chutney the best, just because it brings out like so much. God, and just like anything like lemon verbena is one of my favorite things in this world.
Yes.
So anything in that lemon, in the lemon realm, in the lemon zone, I think adds a lot of fun to desserts personally. Whenever there's a lemon dessert, I am purchasing it, frankly.
Lemon zone.
Welcome to the lemon zone.
Lemon zone. I hope someone clips that.
And then as they sing, you gradually eat more. So you're like, you say goodbye into the lemon zone.
So perfect. Justice asks, I could use an explainer of what lemon pigs are. That's another stream. Absolutely another stream.
Lemon pigs.
I definitely want to dive into the lore of lemon pig.
Lemon pig.
Our final ingredient that I would like to talk about is a country ham. We have a long history of country ham in this country. It is cured ham in salt and smoked for a long time and then sliced thinly. But there are so many other ways that you could serve that. You can cube it. You can use it as the base of a stock. You can wrap it around asparagus. You can crisp it up. You can make jerky out of it. You can actually dehydrate it and then pull it apart to make like a salty pork sung. But there are lots of ways to enjoy ham. But ham is usually enjoyed by itself or with mustard. What other pairings here? Pineapple are really good with ham. Really salty hams, pickles,
Mhm.
cornichons.
Yeah,
Pickles
I
are
was about
really
to say anything in the charcuterie board world is usually like I like country ham when it's kind of like treated like prosciutto.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love just like a plate of country ham. Pickled mustard seeds and country ham I like a lot personally.
Yes, those are great
PMS is a
pairings.
lovely thing.
All right, we got an idea from Schmoss here. This is boring. I doubt it, sir. But I'm seeing a bomb salad here. Grilled scapes until they're mellow. Add bitterness, thin slices of apple, lemony dressing, and crispy ham cubes. Maybe some nice blue cheese for some contrast on some nice gravy.
Fuck.
Pew, pew, pew.
That sounds really fucking good.
Schmass. That
And
sounds so good.
you got me on the blue cheese, especially. I'm like, yep, yep, yep. And blue cheese, that's when it's like the galaxy brain meme. That's where I was with this. That'd be, oh,
Yes.
God.
That's not boring, dude.
No,
So
God. If that's
delicious.
boring, I want to know what you make for fucking breakfast.
Okay, Schmoss is the one that made a porchetta for New Year. So
Oh, okay. Never mind.
this
Schmoz
is
is
who
no
you're
joke.
dealing with.
Schmoz instead. Okay.
All right, Seven Bean Salad says ham and apple sandwich with lemon garlic sauce. That is wonderful.
It is.
I would eat that.
Mm.
You know, after the holidays, all I was eating were ham sandwiches. Well, first because my mother sent me a jamon for Christmas. Second of all, because it's just something you don't have to think about, like that. Ham goes in a sandwich, and
Yeah.
apples are really good with them. Yeah.
It's a versatile treat. It's like it's simple. It's like, you've had it, but then when you have a nice version of it, it's like the first time. Which charcuterie is bologna, basically? You know what I'm talking?
Mortadella.
Yes, like when you finally have that, you're like, oh, I get
Oh,
why
I
it's
get it now.
popular. Okay, I get it.
Oh my gosh, I have to find the photos of this and like tweet it later. But I developed a recipe called Metadella.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's mortadella with pistachios and then cubed salami floating inside of it.
God.
This is my brain, okay?
That's like it should be like presented by exhibit meme.
Yeah.
Hey dog, yo dog, I heard you like mortadella.
Oh, here we got an idea from Donut Shoes. I love making, but not sure how well this would go with country ham, but maybe an apple and garlic scape hummus. Okay, listen. Okay, I can augment this. So we roast the apple so that it's soft and it blends in really well with the garlic scape. So that sounds like it's gonna go really well together. But what we do with the country ham, we make chips that we dip
I
in
was like, can you dip it? Can you
there.
dip it?
Can you dip it? Can
Because
you
like,
dip it?
because right now, like the popular vehicle for it, like oh God, there's one in Boulder that I went to. It's from like the Top Chef guy. Pig ear is the cool new vehicle for a lot of things.
Yes.
So I can see,
Chicharron
I can get
also.
down with this, like just dipping hummus with crispy pig. See, God damn it. Talking about food is so much better. Like, imagine if we were just talking about games. So, like, what games you play? I'm like, fuck that. What did you
My
eat?
characters.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about your wizard. Tell me what your wizard crisped on the grill.
Stay tuned next for when Aaron and I talk about building our characters.
And their menus for when they camp out at the end of
yeah. It just veers back into food. Just like have us like on as guests on any show. We'll just be like, but what would they eat? What is the pocket snack that the Hobbit is carrying around?
Honestly, it's the only fiction that has ever explained food is fucking lambus bread or whatever.
There you go. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Let's see. I think we have a few more ideas here. Ham and garlic deep fried dumpling with lemon apple sauce from Seven Bean Salad.
I would fuck that up. A dumpling? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, garlic and it's like that green chive, green onion family. You throw that in a dumpling with any meat and it's going to be fucking bomb. Case closed. I don't care what sauce you can put. You can pour a Coke on it, and it's probably like still pretty good.
Actually, I was on a Food Network pilot one time, and I did the Dr. Pepper plum sauce for for some Chinese tostadas that I was making. It was
See,
ridiculous.
that's the thing about like these what's it called? Alta Calidad in Crown something whatever Brooklyn. Google it. I don't remember where because it's been a while. Has Mexican Coke braised lamb ribs and like do not sleep on the power of the poison that is soda in terms of a cooking ingredient.
In the Philippines, we have 7-Up chicken. So
how is it?
It's delicious. It's like barbecue. It's like sweet and sour barbecue, basically.
Ooh.
Yeah, there are recipes online for 7-Up chicken for sure.
Find it one right now.
All right.
Oh, that looks delicious. Sorry, continue.
Okay, we got Justice here. I wonder if you could use the whole lemons and apples in pit barbecue if they impart some good flavor. Absolutely would.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah, if you are to use the whole lemon, I recommend stabbing it a bunch of times so that the juice can escape. Otherwise, you will risk an explosion on the inside of your meats. That's, I mean, yeah, that's what would happen.
You don't want to make a lemon bomb.
No, you don't want to make a lemon bomb. Unless you are trying to make a lemon bombe, B-O-M-B-E, like a dessert. Okay, Shma says, you could get down for like a lemon garlic scape chimichurri. Yes, on a fatty ham steak.
Ooh.
Serve some Honey Crisp slaw on the side. Shmas, you are killing it today.
This is why like you need one of those you need a soundboard for like someone like says, "Oh shit!" like things like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Delicious. Oh fuck.
Okay, yeah. If my Patreon pops off over the next 6 months,
get a soundboard so you could be a shock jock.
We'll get overlays and a soundboard going.
That is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I'd eat that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Does anyone else have any final ideas on how you would combine country ham, lemon, honey, crisp, apple, and garlic scapes? Because I'm going to wrap it up really soon. A great way to approach this exercise in the future, if you want to join future streams, is thinking about some of your favorite foods and can you swap out all the stuff that's in the basket? So like we already had some great approaches here, like thinking about it as a sandwich or as a dumpling, a salad. So what other kinds of dishes that you enjoy day to day that are easy, that you know how to make, can you switch things in there? Like a taco. Oh,
oh, yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
What if we made country ham hard shell taco shells?
It's a crime against God, but it's so right.
You don't have to be that big,
yeah, just a little bit.
Or we could do like just batons of just the apple at the bottom there, and then lemon marinated garlic scapes that are grilled, and then add some steak in there because I love steak.
That would be
wouldn't that be fun?
Ridiculous. That's like state fair food, and that means in New York you would make $1 million.
Or we could do the country ham outside and then do like a savory whip of lemon and then crunchy apple on top. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, that'd be fun. God, I miss going out to eat and trying. God damn it. This is torture. I really am like, that's like, because I love my closing thing is like, if you've never worked in a restaurant, when everything's back to being hunky-dory, try it, because working with a chef who like knows their shit is like one of the coolest experiences if you're a food nut.
Oh,
because
man.
It's basically like this during downtime.
Yes, it is. We always did this back of house when it was slow. We would just like, what would you make?
Yeah.
And then sometimes the good ideas would make it onto the specials. So it's really fun. Okay, last few comments here from the chat. Shma says, could you also basket weave a bunch of scapes together as a taco shell? I think it would be too big, but the basket concept is not wrong.
Just batter fry it.
Yes.
Big fucking garlic scape shell.
As a bowl.
That'd be so good.
Edible bowl. Oh my God.
Man.
Amazing. Donut Shoe says country ham carnitas. Okay. With pickled apple, garlic scape, lemon garnish.
Pickled apple is so good.
That is incredible. I've been making a lot of kimchi apples lately.
Yum.
And so, like that, or a kimchi version would also be really good. These are all incredible ideas, everyone. Thank you for participating today. If you have more ideas, if in the middle of the night you sit bolt upright and you're like, Jenn, I have an idea, please tweet it at me because I love hearing about it. And I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm that kind of person who does have ideas in the middle of the night, and I have to
Jot them down.
incoherently type it into my phone and then go
Yeah.
back to sleep. But yeah, these I love to think, Justice, this is correct, that these are all actionable ideas and that you are all capable, wonderful people in the kitchen, and that there's only a little bit of knowledge between you and the next dish. So this was really, really fun. To wrap it up here, Aaron, how can people find you online?
Oh, goodness. So follow me on Twitter at Aaron Catano-Saez, all one word. You can listen to my podcast if you like nerdy shit. It's called All My Fantasy Children. Every week we take a listener submitted prompt and we use that prompt to kind of sit and spitball and create a fantasy character, myth, a backstory. And we use that story to develop a fantasy world of our own. It's really fun. And also listen to Skyjack's Carrier's Call, which is an all ages actual play that's good for kids and you want to get kids into a nerdy hobby of yours, or you just want to enjoy it, listen to that. But yeah. And if you want to hire me to do voiceover stuff, hit me up.
That's right. And I have the link here to All My Fantasy Children. I'm going to put in the chat with your Twitter.
Yes. And also you can just go to my website, this website right there. Boom.
There you go. Thanks, Mount Holly Hero, for
whoever that was. Thanks for the shout out. You're a real pal. Whoever you are, masked
Oh
hero.
my goodness. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out this week. I actually have another guest lined up for next week. It will be Simon Keogh from Put an Egg on It, the magazine that I produce. So we're going to be talking about leftovers.
Fun.
So any questions that you have about leftovers, or like how would I recook this leftover, please ask us next week, and we will do this fun exercise again and answer all the questions that you've got about cooking. But thank you all so much. Thank you, Aaron, for being here, and my first guest, best guest.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad I have the crown.
There you go. Oh my goodness. But thanks everybody, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Attack the Pantry. Pew, pew, pew.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know how to end it.